So tonight, here's what you can expect. We're going to talk to you about how we're taking your DNA and we're creating customized designer nutrition. We call it Utrition, that is exclusively just for you. We're going to talk about that and how that can be advantageous and beneficial for you when it comes to your optimal health. We're also going to be diving in a little bit later on in the presentation into the opportunity that goes along with this for those of you that are looking to start a little side business or maybe even go out and create a full-time income by promoting the designer Uforia products that we have. And so with that, I've got a few friends that are going to be joining me tonight. So it's going to be a little bit more of a casual presentation tonight. We're going to be going back and forth and hearing from a few different people. And so with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump right in. I want to introduce you to Uforia.
Your DNA makes you unique. You have one genetic code, only one body. You don't need everybody's nutritional supplement. You can have your own. Cut your losses and move on. The days of blind nutrition are over. Your DNA knows exactly what you need, and Uforia delivers it. Welcome to your very own designer nutrition. We're all potentially susceptible to certain physical ailments based on variations in our genes passed down from our parents. These genetic variations are called SNPs, or single nucleotide polymorphisms. We aren't able to eliminate SNPs from our DNA, but we can do something about them. We can take action to optimize our physical health. It begins with a simple DNA test. Swab the inside of your cheek and mail your sample to Uforia's state-of-the-art laboratory partner for analysis. Strict HIPAA guidelines are always followed, so your information remains confidential and secure. Based on your DNA results, a one-of-a-kind nutritional formula is created just for you. This is your very own Utrition, designed from peer-reviewed plant-based ingredients plus vitamins and minerals. So many high-quality ingredients and so many of us. Every formula is truly unique. Each custom formula is one out of nearly 400 million possible combinations. And while your Utrition is being customized, you immediately begin to make your health a habit. Every Uforia starter kit not only comes with a DNA test, it also includes a pre-trition formula. This is a mild and gentle cleanse. It also supports the body's preparation for the optimal Uforia experience. The pre-trition formula contains a robust combination of quality active ingredients, including AC11, frankincense, and astaxanthin. Pre-trition gives your body a fresh start. You'll be prepared when your customized Utrition arrives, which takes approximately 2 to 4 weeks delivered right to your door. You'll receive a 30-day supply of your customized formula, along with a detailed action plan that explains what you need to know about your SNPs. Staying on track to meet your nutritional needs for the rest of your life has never been easier. You can receive your customized designer Utrition delivered to your door every month, all for less than the cost of buying the nutritional ingredients separately. Finally, everyone's unique biology meets one-of-a-kind technology. Your DNA is talking, and Uforia gives your body a voice.
Welcome to Uforia. So I've got to ask you, Rachel, I want to know, what was your feeling when you first saw that 3-minute video? I'm just curious, kind of what went through your mind when that video was shared with you for the first time?
I thought, I didn't even watch the whole thing because the first couple seconds I'm like, what is this? I need to know what this is. I need to get on the phone with somebody who knows what they're talking about. So it was just, you know, like I didn't even have to watch the whole thing to know that this was something really, really special and that this was going to be a huge game changer when it came to your health.
Well, talk to me a little bit about just blind nutrition for a minute, right? So we've been subscribing to this concept of blind nutrition for the last, 60, 70 years. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm probably one of everyone on the Zoom tonight that can relate to having a huge cabinet filled with supplements that, you know, if you were to just go through them right now and look at the expiration date, you'd probably have to throw most of them out because, you know, how often do you really take everything that, you read a blog post, you read something online, you know, just today I was talking to someone, you know, like, oh yeah, this is good for your hormones and this is good for that and this is good for that. And you go to your local health food store, or you go on Amazon and you buy that product, and then you put it away in your shelf and you're like, okay, I'm going to take it every day. And then you forget to take it, or your belief is like, do I really need to take it? Or this kind of smells a little funky. Maybe I don't need to take it today. I'll remember tomorrow. And you know, you don't even know if it's really doing anything for you. You really don't know, because it wasn't prescribed to you. And it wasn't something that, you know, showed up on a blood test, or your doctor said you have to take this. You really don't know. And so I think a lot of people can relate to that, you know, you have this cabinet filled of supplements that you don't know if it's really helping you personally and your wellness program for the rest of your life.
Well, I agree. And it doesn't make sense that if you and I bought the same supplement, that the exact same recommended daily allowance is on the back of the bottle. So I'm going to be taking the same amount as you take. And I'm guessing that I probably weigh a lot more than you do, Rachel. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In fact, the recommended daily allowances, I don't know if anybody knows this, but they were made back in the 40s, and they were based on minimums that our body needs, minimums. So then, of course, we have Target Nutrition. And we've seen Target Nutrition come in over the last decade. And let me give you some different examples. So Target Nutrition, there are some companies that are out there that do test DNA. They might test a hair follicle. They might test one or two different strands of your DNA. And then what they'll do is they'll say, okay, you need more vitamin C. You need more, vitamin A or B or C. We'll sell it to you. And what do? They turn around and they just sell you pre-packaged supplementation. There are other companies that are out there that'll test your DNA, and then they'll say, well, here's the food that you need to go and eat. Here's what you need more of in your body. But Rachel, I mean, how much money would somebody have to spend if they walked in to get the amount of nutrients and supplements that we have in this particular product, if they had to walk in with a list? I mean, how much would they spend?
Well, I can tell you just based on experience. I mean, the functional medicine practitioner that I reached out to he was the very first person that I reached out to about this, Brett Hawes. He's on our scientific advisory board. So I reached out to him because I knew that this is what he was doing. And I was on track to seeing him for this. I was actually seeing him for another condition that I had. And we were going in that direction of getting these, my genetics tested, and then have a custom formula made for my genetics. And it was going to cost me thousands of dollars, not only because of the cost of seeing my practitioner. That's a cost right there. Then the cost of the actual tests, and then to have everything compounded for you and all those ingredients sourced and made into capsules for me was going to cost thousands of dollars. And an example, a story that we heard this past weekend was from Eric Worre. And for those of you guys who don't know who he is, he's the #1 network marketing trainer in the industry. And he was at our pre-launch event this weekend. And he said that his new billionaire neighbor was talking to him about this very subject. And he was seeing his doctor, who put him through all these different genetic tests, and his monthly nut to have exactly what we have was $1,000 per month. And that was just for the product. That wasn't the cost of the test, and that wasn't the cost of the doctor visit. So that can just give you an idea of how much it would really cost you if you were to do this tailor-made through a geneticist or through a doctor practitioner that knows how to do this. There's not that many that do, just to give you an idea of that. So these other companies that are doing so-called custom nutrients, they're not custom. They're, like you said, Travis, they're vitamins and supplements that a lot of them are very low quality. They're synthetic ingredients, and they've been sitting on the shelves pre-packaged, all ready to be sold to you. So it's far different conversation than what we're doing.
Well, and then we have designer nutrition, which is inspired by you. Everybody is completely different. Everybody is completely unique. Everybody has different, I believe that most people today are walking around in a state of malnutrition. And what I mean by that is that the soils that our food is grown in today are so depleted. And with genetic modifications, most people are lacking, but we're lacking in different areas. And because of that, it shows up in a number of different ways. And I'll give you some examples. So you might have a child who has behavioral issues because he's not getting the nutrients that he needs. And then when he grows up, he turns into a Michael Zappia. And then you might have oh wait, I'm sorry, Mike. I had to throw that out there a little bit. And then you might have an adult who is lacking, and as a result, it shows up in weight gain, or it might show up in being tired all the time. So what's really, really cool is that because every body is unique, we are creating custom nutrition based on your DNA, and we're giving you exactly what you need. So we're going to dive into that a little bit more. Amy Poepping, so tell me a little bit about what you thought when you first heard about DNA nutrition, if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely. So I actually heard about DNA nutrition a year ago, and I come from the medical field, so my science nerd brain was just like, yes, this is incredible, because like Rachel said, I have way too many bottles in my house that I have tried because it's supposed to work, or it worked for this person, so you should try it. And of course, some of it does, but a lot of it didn't, and just wasted time, wasted money. And so when I first started hearing about it, I started researching it and just digging in, and I was like, when is this going to come out? Like, when is it going to be tangible? I really just, my heart to help people was swelling. I've been through genetics and genetic testing. A few years ago, we found out that we have a genetic component in our family. After my mom went through colon cancer, and my brother and I found out that we both have this genetic mutation, which mutation is such a strong word, but that's what they call it in the medical world. And so I just kept thinking, like, my wheels were just turning and exploding of, oh my goodness, like, I know I have this one thing in my DNA that, you know, makes me predisposed to XYZ. What if we knew more? And what if this was like tangible for the layperson? And what if this could be something that was like offered to people not connected to their medical record, not connected to their, you know, insurance stuff? People always ask that. And so I was just like overwhelmed. I still am overwhelmed with just like such joy and excitement that this is actually here. I know pharmacies that use DNA testing to make sure they're giving the right prescriptions. I mean, we're just on such the front end of this that we get to be a part of it. I'm just like overwhelmed with so many emotions in such a good way, powerful way, that my background in having this, you know, mutation really got me excited of thinking, you know, how many people have something wrong and they don't know it, and really being able to narrow down, okay, instead of focusing and, you know, you go through the testing and find out, oh gosh, I have this wrong with me. I mean, they don't offer you solutions at the doctor. They're just like, okay, now make sure that you're on track for your preventative care and go through all your preventative testing. And that's that. And it's like, okay, well, since we know this is wrong with me, like, shouldn't we maybe do something about it? But they don't. They just, it's on your medical record. You know that you have it. They know that you have it. And that's that. And so now to have this, it's so powerful. And to really just empower people, you know, empower your own body at the cellular level. Like, it's just, it's really mind boggling, and it's way over most of our heads. And that really excites me.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about what's inside these DNA kits. So first of all, you order this DNA kit and it arrives on your doorstep in approximately, I mean, they get it out quick, in about 48 to 72 hours, it's on your doorstep. And inside we have your pre-trition. So right away you get started on your pre-trition, which includes 180 veggie caps. And inside of this pre-trition, you have a mild cleanse. You also have prebiotics that are focused around getting your gut health in the right place, so that when you do start taking your nutrition, that you're getting that maximum absorption. It also has our base formula of anti-inflammation ingredients that are in here. AC11 is one of them. I encourage you to go Google just AC11 and take a look at some of the health benefits that are associated with that. You also get 2 swab brushes, 1 black envelope for the DNA samples, 1 return envelope. Husband and wives, I'm going to give you a little tip. When you both do it, put it in a black envelope. Write your name on it so that they don't get mixed up and then you don't know whose is whose. I know somebody who did that once. And you also get a $100 coupon, a discount coupon towards your lab test as well. So Michael, talk to me about what are the simple 3 steps? How does this work? How does it all work?
It's pretty simple. You simply purchase a kit. And if you're looking at my video, here's what the kit actually looks like in person. But you purchase a kit from someone who introduced it to you. The only kit you can purchase is from someone who is introducing you to Uforia. You can't purchase someone else's kit. Or you just go directly to that person's website with Uforia. Pretty simple. Second step is when you receive your kit, you're going to open up your box, and the first thing you're going to see in your box is your pre-trition. You're going to have a little instruction card that is really dummy-proof. You can't really mess this up. And then you get a little coupon here for a $100 discount off of your lab fees. So that brings the cost of the lab fees down to $99 from $199. And that's a limited time, guys. I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but we will get to a point where the lab fees are going to be $199. You simply swab your cheeks, stuff them in this black envelope, and then you put it in this white envelope, and you get it back to Uforia Science as soon as possible. And then step 3, within about 10 to 14 days, I usually say about 2 to 3 weeks because I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver. Since I'm not the one that's creating your nutrition, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt down at Uforia with all these orders coming in because Travis is telling too many people about this. And then your card is processed and your nutrition is going to be shipped right to your front door. So that's as simple as it is, Trav.
Simple as 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, from there you get this. Well, so your DNA goes off to the lab. And by the way, just so everyone knows, we are both HIPAA and CLIA certified. So HIPAA compliant means that we never share your information. In fact, we completely get rid of your personal information within 60 days. CLIA certified, that's the big boy certification when it comes to laboratory quality control. So it's the best of the best. What we're doing is we're testing 18 different SNPs of your DNA. These are referred to as what we call your power SNPs. So, there's literally thousands of SNPs in your body, potentially even more, but most of them are associated with things like, why your hair is blonde or your eyes are green. And so essentially what we're doing here is we've identified people a lot smarter than me, myself, have identified 18 different SNPs that are associated with your optimal health. And what we're doing is we're testing those SNPs and looking for your genetic dispositions or flaws in your DNA that are passed down from your mother and father. And then essentially from there, what we're doing is we're taking wonderful ingredients, plant-based ingredients to fill the gaps in your genetic dispositions. And so that's essentially how it works. Everything is completely use safe. One of the unique things about our program is once you send your DNA off to the lab, and while it's pairing to your nutrition, you're going to get a wellness action plan that's going to give you the results of your SNPs. And not only the results, but then it's going to tell you, what health issues are associated with those SNPs. And a lot of people that have been getting these wellness reports have been coming back and saying, no wonder, now I understand. This totally makes sense to me. It's going to talk to you about the specific formulation that they've put together just for you, and also some lifestyle recommendations. And in fact, I shared with everybody that I was going to reveal a brand new video tonight, and I want everyone to take a look at this and I want you to be able to hear it. So real quickly, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to click share again, only because I want to make sure that I select the right buttons here so that you guys can hear this. So hear a little bit better. All right. And we are going to unveil a really cool video for you here. So take a look at this.
If you could have seen my face, I swear I probably looked like that big-eyed emoji. It was so spot on, I almost cried.
I was shocked.
It was simple to read, easy to understand, and no, I didn't need a doctor there to decipher the information that was in there.
It was like I want to say like the coordinates to my destination of health.
The secrets of our DNA are being revealed.
I have 7 green, 8 yellow, and 3 red.
I have 7 yellows.
1, 2, 3, 4. 8 yellows.
5 green.
I have 4 greens.
9 greens.
2 reds.
3 reds.
4 red. I have 6 reds.
This is the future of my healthcare. This is my future of staying healthy.
Your Uforia Wellness Action Plan is a powerful resource for understanding the results of the Uforia DNA test. It's the foundation for creating your very own one-of-a-kind customized nutrition formula. 35 pages identifies which genetic SNPs or single nucleotide polymorphisms you possess, along with a detailed explanation of how these SNPs could potentially impact your health. While you can never change your DNA, there are some genes you can take action on by modifying your diet, exercise, and overall lifestyle. Your own nutrition formula plays a key role in the action you're now able to take, and reading your genetic assessment within the Wellness Action Plan is easy. A green result signifies that you don't have that particular SNP. A yellow result means you inherited that SNP from one parent. And a red result means you inherited that SNP from both your mother and your father. In addition, contained within every explanation of each SNP is a recommendation for nutrients that can assist you in counteracting the potential effects of your SNPs. These are the ingredients that you can benefit from that are included in your personalized nutrition formula.
It connected all of the dots for me.
But now that I'm getting the raw materials that I need to address those things, I'm more excited than ever.
No more guessing, no more stressing, no more wondering, no more Googling, no more listening to every person telling me what I needed.
What we have in our hands right now is going to change the healthcare of our children and our grandchildren, and I'm grateful.
And now when people ask me why I'm taking my nutrition, I can easily say, because my body told me so.
Knowing your SNPs is the very first step to a lifetime of wellness, and your personalized nutrition paves the way. Welcome to Uforia.
Rachel, can you imagine someone not wanting that report? Like you talked about connecting the dots for you. Can you imagine someone not wanting that information? And how? I think Rachel may have frozen. And Rachel, can you imagine someone not wanting that report? And tell me, how have the people been responding in your organization when they've been getting that wellness report?
They're excited, number one, because they feel like they can, like I said, connect the dots. You know, when I first saw my report, I was like, oh, no wonder why I get hangovers so easily. And I have to say, since I've been taking nutrition, no more hangovers. But it connected a lot of dots for me because of my family history and issues that I've had in the past. And that's the same with my team too. They are getting these reports and they're like, wow, this makes so much sense. And so not only do they want to, obviously take their nutrition and, do certain things to change their lifestyle, but they're also really excited to share this with other people, to get their family tested, to get their friends tested, to get their extended family tested, and to say, hey, if I have this gene, you might have it too. And not only that, but they're using that as a marketing tool to share with their Facebook friends and their friends, in their network, to be able to show them, listen, you can have answers here. You can be empowered by knowing this about yourself and then doing something about it.
Yeah. And one of the people that were on the video, they talked about how this was almost like a roadmap to their optimal health. Talk to me a little bit about that. I mean, talk to me, if you come from a medical background. And so, I mean, this is like, and I hate to use this word, but this is a game changer, a complete game changer, right? I mean, for the first time ever, your body has a voice. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I love that. It gives your body a voice. And I love what they say at the end, I think I don't even know her name. Maybe it's Michelle, why am I taking this? Because my body told me so. And that's so powerful because, so I come from orthopedic sports medicine. I couldn't tell you how many times I got asked, so should I be taking glucosamine chondroitin for my joints? Sure, you can try. I mean, that's literally what we said to patients. You can try. I don't know if it will work, but you can certainly try. It's expensive, so a lot of people didn't do it. And that was our honest answer, because even as healthcare providers, we can't tell you, yeah, this is going to work. We hope that it works. Excuse me. And so having this roadmap of, it's validation, it's information. I have somebody who struggles with her weight, and she always has, and she broke down just bawling because she has 2 red SNPs on the weight management. And she's like, it's this validation that it's not me, you know, like I've tried and I've tried and I've failed. And it's something within me that I don't have control over until now. And it's just this beautifully laid out map. And, you know, it's just powerful. And, you know, each one has each SNP that talks about, you know, it's the common functionality is XYZ, but it even goes deeper than that. I was researching one of mine and I found out, oh my goodness, that's why I have cold sores. Like what? I thought it was hormonal and stress related, but turns out it's in my genes. Like there's just so much that we don't even know about our bodies that we can learn from a simple $99 test. It's so empowering to so many people.
Well, and how many people, how many viewers that are watching right now, and I'm talking to everyone that's on the presentation tonight, have wondered, like, why do I deal with this all the time? Why do I get chronic headaches? Why do I have, you know, problems with digestion? Why do I have skin problems? I mean, you know, everyone goes through these different situations, and wouldn't it be cool to be able to identify where that's coming from and then to be able to do something about it? And that's what's so special about this. You know, this machine is what makes it all possible. It's called the Utritionator, and it's really, really cool. So the software that we use is actually, it took 2 decades in the making. Nearly 25 different scientists, doctors, and genetic specialists helped write the algorithms for the software that analyzes your particular SNPs. But even from then, what you have to understand is that your bottle, your label goes on a bottle with your name and a barcode. And what happens from there is it goes up to this machine and it scans that barcode, and it goes through 24 different hoppers using nearly 100 plant-based ingredients, and out on the other side comes your customized nutrition. The FDA actually considers each individual container a batch, which means we have to actually test and quarantine each individual batch to be able to call it that. And I can tell you that without this machine, it would have to be made by hand, and this would not be scalable. And we're the only company in the world that has this particular machine. And of course, once we get the results back, we're using nearly 100 plant-based, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, gluten-free ingredients to be able to fill the gaps in your nutrition. And there are some fantastic, powerful ingredients here. And what I like, Rachel, is that we didn't climb to the tallest mountain in Tibet and then come home with some new ingredient that no one has ever heard of, and we're saying this is going to cure you or, you know, take care of all of the challenges that you're associated with. In fact, every single ingredient has no less than 2 independent peer-reviewed studies, most of them have many more than that, that associate these particular ingredients back to your specific SNPs. And so once again, there's no guesswork here, and that was something that impressed me. Rachel, how did you feel when you started to look at the ingredient list? What were your thoughts and your experience with it?
Well, thank you for asking that. I'm an ingredient maniac. So I look at the labels of everything, and that was the first thing that I looked at, was to make sure that the ingredients were high quality. And just in case you guys don't know what peer-reviewed means, it means that it's a third-party study. So, you know, a doctor could be doing a study on an ingredient, but then he'll hand it out to his peers to then also look at those ingredients and to do their own independent studies that are completely separate from what he had done. And then they get them all together, and that's a peer-reviewed study. So it basically, in layman's terms, it just means that it's been reviewed by other sources other than the person who started the study. So it's they're powerful studies. It's probably the most powerful studies in the medical world. And so these ingredients, not only are they considered to be very potent in what they're able to perform, but they're high quality. And I was really, really impressed with everything that they put in there. And just to know that all of these ingredients, a mixture of all of these ingredients that are created for you specifically, is just, it's so powerful. It's so powerful for what it can do for your body individually.
Well, and again, we've talked earlier on about if you walked into a store, it would cost you thousands of dollars just frankincense alone. I mean, my wife loves it. She practically bathes in it, and it's like $80 a bottle just for that stuff alone. And a lot of people ask, it is organic whenever available. The only time it's not organic is if the particular ingredient's not available in organic, and in that case, it's wild crafted. So we're talking about some of the highest quality ingredients that are available. And again, it comes back to you. It is personalized just for you. There's nearly 400 million possible combinations, just so everyone knows. No two are the same, and yours is one of them. So it's absolutely Amazon proof. Now, a lot of people say, well, what are people experiencing? What's this going to do for me, Amy? I mean, how's this going to make a difference in my life? How would you answer that question?
Yeah, it's a question that we get a lot. And I really love helping people change their mindset about this, is because we live in a microwave society. We think, I need to lose weight, so I'm going to go out and find something right here, right now, that's going to help me lose weight in 27 hours. You know, like that's just the society that we live in. And that's what we expect. We expect we're going to take something, it's going to fulfill our goal very quickly. And when you change your mindset to think, okay, if I can empower my body at the cellular level, I can empower my body to be the best version of itself, what will my body do? Just naturally, because we have these breaks and cracks in our DNA, and the nutrition is going to come in and fill those holes, fill the cracks. Imagine what your body can do. I mean, the simplest thing of, weight loss. Okay, well, we try all of these things, and maybe there's something genetically in us that is kind of a blockage to losing that weight. But if we empower that, what's going to happen? Or skin. If your skin is oily, combo, acne filled, whatever your problem is, if you're empowering your skin cells, you're empowering every single cell in your body at that cellular level, so minute that we cannot even fathom it, what's going to change about your skin? So it's really a mindset shift that I try and show people of, it's not, what's this going to do for my body? It's what is my body going to do with it?
Well said. Well said. Thank you very much. So once again, 3 simple steps to get started. If you're interested in ordering a DNA kit, step number 1 is just visit the nutritionist website that referred you here. You can go ahead and order a kit. It's $159. Step number 2 is to register your YouStart kit for pay for your lab analysis. Guys, with that coupon, it's 99 bucks. I mean, lab fees, I've seen lab fees go anywhere from, on the low end, $250 all the way up to $1,000 or even more in some cases. And so step 2 is just to go ahead and register your YouStart kit. Go ahead and pay for your lab fees. And step number 3 is start preparing your body immediately with the pre-trition, which is included in that kit. Those 3 simple steps to get you started on what we call as a lifetime of luxury. This is not a product that you take for 30 days. I can't imagine, testing my SNPs and coming back and realizing that I have a genetic disposition that is associated with heart disease, and then only taking that product for 30 days. This is a product that, I'm going to take for the rest of my life. And that's what makes this not only product, but the opportunity so special as well, is this is a product that's made for you, and it's something that we recommend that you take for the rest of your life. And we also have a really cool customer referral program. So even if you're not interested in building the business, here's what's going to happen. People are going to want to know what you're taking every day. It comes up in conversation. And as you go out and just tell a few people about it, you go refer 4 people and your product is free. So there actually is a way to be able to get your product free pretty easily. Now, I know many of you are also here looking at the business opportunity or part of the business opportunity. I read a statistic or read an article the other day that said 35% of our American population is now involved in some type of a side gig, side business, creating some type of extra income. And that makes sense, right? I mean, the cost of living is rising. I mean, I think that the housing and real estate market is right back to where we were in 2008. I'm pretty sure that the income levels have not continued to climb right along with the cost of living. And so people are trying to figure out alternate ways to be able to create income. It also said that by the year 2020, the statistic will actually go to 43% of all Americans will be involved with some type of a side income. And it makes sense because if you think about it, with social media platforms like we have today, the reality is if you're not making money on social media, then you're missing out on potentially one of the greatest opportunities to be able to leverage some amazing platforms that are available to you today, and do it from not even the comfort of your home anymore. We used to call this a phone-based business, guys, or home-based business. It's now a phone-based business. And so with that, you know, whenever I look at opportunities, there's a formula that I go through. And one of the first things that I look at is timing. A lot of people will say, well, timing's not that important in network marketing. I disagree. I believe that timing is everything in business. And one of the cool things about where we are right now is we just finished up a 90-day, we call it kind of our whisper campaign. We just started getting the word out there, kind of a friends and family type of opportunity. You start telling just friends and family. And then we officially pre-launched the company just, what was it, this weekend, 48 hours ago. You can still hear the effects in my voice from being at the event. It was a really, really fun time. And so we just pre-launched the company. So you have an opportunity to be a pioneer. And in my experience, it's the pioneers that they write about in the history books. You know, for me, I also had to know that this wasn't just a concept. I had to know that they had the infrastructure and the ability to deliver, because in network marketing, there's no shortage of good ideas. Companies don't fail because of good ideas. They fail because of lack of execution, poor customer service, not having enough funding. You know, the back-end software is not where it needs to be. So when I found out that they had partnered with LaCour Enterprises, I have to tell you guys that my interest level went up dramatically. LaCour Enterprises, if there's a LeBron James when it comes to back-end logistics, it is LaCour. They're 25 years in the making. They're $1 billion enterprise. They're in McKinney, Texas. They have a building there that's the size of about 3 football fields. They have 500 employees. They're the best of the best at what they do. And the fact that they're involved at an intimate level. When it comes, you know, in fact, LaCour Enterprises was the one that actually purchased the rights to the software. They're also the ones that invested in and built the Utritionator, the machine that you see pictured here. And so they're involved at an intimate level in helping this company to be successful. So that was really, really important to me, because you've got now Ron Williams, who's an amazing visionary, one of the best marketers that I know. He's brilliant when it comes to marketing and language and messaging. If you've seen our videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're brilliant. And then you have this guy over here on the right-hand side, which is Eric Worre. And for those of you that are not in network marketing, maybe you know the name Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was kind of the biggest name in personal development, the grandfather of network marketing years and years ago. He was Tony Robbins' mentor. Well, Eric Worre also came from, he's a student of Jim Rohn, and he's now Mr. Network Marketing Pro, fills coliseums around the world. And here's the interesting thing. Eric never puts his name on any companies. He's totally generic, and he serves the industry. And it's very important that I say that he's not a distributor here, but for the first time ever, Network Marketing Pro partnered with Uforia Science. And guys, that's a big deal. What does that mean? It means that Eric is over all of our training. He's at every one of our events. And by default, every single nutritionist will gain access to every single training that Eric sells on the Network Marketing Pro website. Nearly $8,000 worth of training that he sells that we have access to for free because of this amazing alliance that was created. So again, the difference here between a customer and a nutritionist, a customer, there's no fees. You can refer people through your site and essentially earn your products for free. There's no monthly requirements whatsoever on the nutritionist side. $39 fee, and that gets you your website, your back office, and it now allows you to participate in the comp plan to start earning commission and start qualifying for ranks and start building a true leveraged income. You know, one of the things that I enjoy about this company and this business is you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You know, I took a couple of years off of network marketing, and I actually launched my own company. And in that process of doing that, I realized just how much time, money, effort, and energy and resources goes in to building the platform. And so for me, I have to tell you guys, I have never been part of a company in 15 years in this industry that is serving their distributors the way that Uforia is. The amount of resources that we have, the quality of the videos, both in English and already in Spanish. Once again, we may be just pre-launching, but we're a company, they've been working on these things for years, and that's what makes this so special. So let me say that again, so special. I've been talking all day. There's 5 different ways that you can get paid. We're not going to get into them too much tonight, but you know, bottom line is that for those of you that are looking to create a secondary income stream, the opportunity is here. For those of you that are looking to create a career path, the opportunity is here. We have people that are coming into the business and they're creating wonderful side incomes for their family right from the very beginning. And one thing that I will tell you, in fact, I would like to ask both Amy and Rachel just this question, because they both have experience. They're both leaders in the network marketing profession, and they're both amazing at what they do, which is why I invited them to be on the call tonight. But I would like to know, in your experience promoting this product, are you finding that people are just interested, that you're not being met with that same barrier of resistance, that you don't have to convince, you don't need the hype? Like, what are you experiencing when you go out and you just start to tell people about this? I'd like to know. Either one of you chime in, and whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first, Amy, since that's been the pattern. Well, I can tell you that I've had some tremendous results with this and sharing it with people. I'm currently doing a 1,000-person challenge with my team right now for the next 30 days. So for the past 2 days, I've been reaching out to 33 people each day. And I have my numbers, just kind of like an Excel spreadsheet, keeping track of everyone. And every single person that has watched the video has said, wow, this is really interesting. So I've had one person that said, everybody tries to sell me something, and so I just kind of like took her off the list. But everybody else is saying, this is really interesting. I want to know. I'm curious about my health. This is something that, they just asked a ton of questions. And then there's some people that see the vision right away, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is so cutting edge. They see the bigger picture. They see the timing. They see the technology, they see where this is going, and they want in. So that's been the results that I've been experiencing. And I mean, maybe just because I'm too, I don't even pay attention to any negativity. I've had maybe 2 people say, well, what about my DNA? I'm kind of worried about that. And then as soon as I tell them, because they've heard about 23andMe, and I'm like, listen, 23andMe is not HIPAA compliant, and it's a felony for you to sell if you're HIPAA compliant, and it's a felony for you to break any HIPAA law. So we are not only HIPAA compliant, but we're CLIA certified, which is actually even more extensive than HIPAA. So when I say that, that totally diffuses them. But that's really the only kind of negative feedback that I've had. Everything has been completely positive, super interesting. Keep me abreast of everything that you're doing. I want to know. And the ones that see the big vision, that see the business opportunity, they jump on immediately.
What do you think, Amy? Are people interested when you're sharing that video with them?
Yeah, it's definitely the easiest, simplest conversation I've had in business. Very few objections, like Rachel said. I love the objection of the, well, I'm kind of freaked out about my DNA. And I heard this from somebody else. I'm not taking credit, but they said, well, have you ever thrown your gum in the garbage? Yeah. In a public garbage? Yeah. Your DNA is on that. Like, somebody could go take your piece of gum and capture your DNA. So if you're really worried about it, you should probably be a little more cautious. But like Rachel said, it's so protected. People are just like, it's such a wow factor. They see it and they're so interested and they're so intrigued. And I love that our system is so simple. You can pique their interest, get them added to a group, and the rest is taken care of. Yeah, you follow up with them, but I've had so many people that are like, this is amazing, how do I order? I mean, and that's it, after one simple video. And a few people that are, a little bit skeptic of, oh, this is interesting, but I need to know more. Well, great, I can send you more information. So by far, the simplest conversation, and also the most fun, because I know that they haven't heard of it, and I know that there's nothing else out there like it.
Well, and I know there's people that are on here tonight that are they're thinking about this, going, this sounds interesting. Could I be successful at this? And I want you to know that you're probably already doing the same actions now. You just don't even know it, and you're not even getting paid for it. And I'll give you an example. I see it all the time. Somebody will make a post about a Netflix series that they recommend somebody should be watching. I want you guys to know that you're doing network marketing. You're just not getting paid for it. If you've ever said, hey, listen, you got to watch what's the one we love, Marvelous
Oh, Mrs. Maisel.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. If you haven't watched that one yet, I'm telling you guys, best, phenomenal. Or if you've ever said, you got to watch Stranger Things, or you got to watch, I'm just telling, this is us, right? If you've ever told somebody that, that's all we do. That's all we're doing is we're just sharing information. Ladies, I know that at some point or another, you've probably shared, hey, look at these designer shoes that I'm wearing, or check these out. This is where I got them. So I want you to know that this is not a hard business. It is required if you want to take it to a full-time path and a full-time career. There are some skills that you have to learn, but I can tell you that the skills that you have to learn here are far easier than going and being a registered nurse, right, Amy? Or going and being a medical professional. And so I want everyone to know that this business, you're already doing it anyways. You have platforms like social media to help you be successful. And what's really, really cool about this community and this organization, and I'm going to wrap up, is we have some wonderful, wonderful mentorship and training. You know, Rachel did a training just a few weeks ago on social media and how to utilize social media to build your business. So we want you to know that if you come into the community, we're going to teach you step by step how to build this business. And I think that you'll be very, very surprised where it can take you. I know that some 15 years ago, I never thought that I would say, hey, I'm going to go be a full-time network marketer. But I can tell you that it's given me the ability to be able to do the things that I want to do rather than the things that I have to do. And it's fun. We have a lot of fun, you guys. I mean, we just came back from an event, and it is fun. We go to these events as colleagues, and we come home as family. And the next event that we have coming up, a Uforia cruise, there's an opportunity to be able to go on a cruise and qualify, and there's plenty of time to qualify. So we're going to be going on a 9-day cruise. We would love for you to join us. A lot of really cool, fun things that are going on. And then, of course, I want to extend an invitation to our next event, Uforia Rumble, June 28th through June 30th. If you are a current nutritionist that's on this call, we encourage you to get your tickets purchased. Get with your upline leaders. Many of them bought ticket packs. If they didn't, we have some that are available for you. Right now, we have tickets that are available at a discounted rate. So make sure you get them now before the prices go up. So we have a wonderful event coming up. And these events are fantastic because they're there to build belief and teach you how to go and grow and build the business. You know, in closing, I'll just say this, guys. We have a wonderful opportunity here to be first to bring to market one of the most powerful stories in the wellness industry in the past decade. And I will tell you that I believe that this truly is the beginning of the end of blind nutrition. I believe that this company has the ability to become to the supplement industry what Amazon has become to the entire retail industry. And so we invite you to take a closer look. Come join us. We've got some great groups that are out there. If you're interested in the business, you can look at Becoming a Nutritionist. It's a business info group only. A lot of wonderful information in there about the compensation plan and different presentations that are available to learn more. And if you're interested in the product, we have a testimonial group called Uforia DNA Testimonials. There's thousands of people that are in that group already sharing their testimonials. So if you want to know how this is making a difference in people's lives, come check it out. Amy, Rachel, thank you both for joining me tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. And with that, I want to say thanks so much to everybody that tuned in tonight. Get back to the person that invited you here, and they will definitely make sure to get your questions answered. And we'll look forward to seeing you on our next call. You guys take care and have a great evening. Bye-bye now.